Britain surpasses major energy landmark, oilprice.com. Watch live, Fed Chair Jerome Powell speaks on monetary policy amid coronavirus pandemic 10 June 2020 CNBC television. Chesapeake shares plunge 66% in single day, oilprice.com. Starbucks plans to shutter up to 200 shops in Canada, Global News. Ajit Pai caves to SpaceX but is still skeptical of Musk's latency claims, Ars Technica. The true impact of COVID-19 on natural gas demand, oilprice.com. Ethical dilemma, who should get a COVID-19 vaccine first? CTV News. PBO to report on cost of revamped SERB as MPs meet to debate changes, CTV News. Is TSMC's Arizona project a U.S. supply chain win? Or a cautionary tale? South China Morning Post. Two Montreal area friends, colleagues split $6.5 million Lotto Max jackpot, CTV News Montreal.